All right, welcome into Fox Weather's extended severe weather coverage. I'm meteorologist Nick Koser. A wild week of severe weather and life-threatening flooding continues as we head into this weekend. Some of the video we've seen is stunning. Look at this. Exclusive Fox Weather storm tracker Brandon Kopic capturing that huge wedge tornado as it moved through Arkansas. It's actually headed towards him at one point in his car. He had to put his car in reverse. Many structures in the town of Lake City, Arkansas demolished because of that tornado. And another twister hit the town of Selmer, Tennessee. But severe weather wasn't the only threat. Life-threatening flash flooding like what you're seeing there, washing through the Mid-South and lower Mississippi Valley. NOAA issuing rare high-risk flash flooding threats for multiple consecutive days. And tragically, a 9-year-old child was killed when he was swept away in floodwaters in Frankfort, Kentucky. These are dangerous conditions, and we're going to continue to cover them as we move through the hours ahead. Storms have erupted as this twister caught on camera in Clarksville, Texas. As you can see off in the distance there, not quite the wedge tornado that we caught in Arkansas earlier with our storm tracker Brandon Kopic, but certainly a tornado nonetheless. It's clear as day as the folks that caught that twister on camera were at a safe distance, and that's how we always encourage people, if you want to get out, capture Mother Nature's fury, do so, but make sure it's in a safe manner. And if you're able to capture anything, of course, send it to us here at Fox Weather. We would love to show it and help tell the weather story through the UGC that you provide us. Here's live radar over the last 6 hours. First of all, the one thing that you'll notice with this line of storms here from Texas all the way up into Illinois and Indiana is all of that lightning. This is a super electrified line of storms. As you can see, the number here in the thousands when it loops over the last several hours as we go through time. And so, yeah, obviously with that lightning, you've got thunderstorm activity the whole way through and heavy, heavy rain that's fallen along that line. And we've already seen a lot of rain over the last couple of days, right? So look at all of this rain, all of that orange and red all across Arkansas. And then, of course, this area in Tennessee and Kentucky, really seeing some of the heaviest of the rain. You're talking about 3 to 5 inches of rain in some of those spots. And as a result, many, many reports of flooding coming through. We've seen catastrophic flooding. We've seen flood emergencies. And unfortunately, we're not done. It's been 4 straight days of severe weather, and we've got a couple more to go as we head through Saturday and through Sunday, as these are just the latest reports, and it kind of runs the gamut, right? Tornadoes, floods, hail, and certainly storm damage is in there as well. Some of the latest that we've seen, this is all coming out of Friday night. This is in Lindale here, major street flooding there, as you've got Interstate 20 running down here. And so when you see major street flooding that close to the interstate, that's cause for a little bit of concern. You've got Minola here showing a creek overflowing with water, and that water then moving near and into a basement and into a yard. As we shoot up to Arkansas, you've got Lavaca here with water running over area roadways. Hartford showing multiple roads in the area closed due to flooding, overwhelming drainage ditches, and it has just been so much rain inundating this area. It's hard for the water tables to keep up, and the rain has to go somewhere, right? And if it doesn't have anywhere to drain to, it's going to find a low-lying area and just pool and pond and continue to rise. And unfortunately, that's what we've seen happening across a good swath of Arkansas. Calico Rock, Watts also showing signs of too much water inundation. You've got the Habitat for Humanity here in West Plains with about a foot of water in it. Widespread flooding here in Sturkey. So again, it's just local storm report after local storm report. And we have to get through the rest of our Saturday and Sunday before things start to eventually calm down. So we just spent a lot of time in Arkansas. I want to mention that Nashville and Memphis, Tennessee both recorded daily rain records earlier this week. For Memphis, it was their third wettest April day on record, and the flood risk, as I just mentioned, isn't over quite yet. So meteorologist Kiyana Lewis is in Memphis with ground truth. Listen to her report.
After a day of heat and humidity in the home of the Blues, we do have severe weather back across the board heading through this evening. As you can see, one of those big concerns with that severe weather is going to be the flooding. We're here at the Wolf River, where we still have ongoing river flooding going into this evening. Flooding is going to be a major concern, as Memphis itself could see upwards of an additional 6 inches of rain before the end of the weekend. The river flooding here has been ongoing, say, over the last day or so, and you can see there's little to none improvement that has been in place. When we talk about the flooding here, flash flooding could also be a major concern, and that begins through tonight and takes us all the way throughout Sunday. We'll have repeated rounds of heavy rain across the area, where we could see 6 to 10 inches of rain across western Tennessee, Arkansas, moving into northern Mississippi, and that all falls on top of saturated soils. Now, going through the overnight hours tonight, we also are watching for that severe weather threat that is going to take hold of parts of Texas, Arkansas, and here across parts of western Tennessee. That is going to bring in anything from damaging winds to large hail, and even the threat for tornadoes once again. That threat is going to be heightened as we head into both Saturday and Sunday, with the Storm Prediction Center expecting at least a 2 out of 5 threat for both of those days expected into the end of the weekend. As we go through the weekend, certainly make sure you're keeping it safe, as Memphians have been out and about making sure that they are also keeping it safe too. We've had a couple visit the river here, and they are just astounded by how much flooding has taken hold.
It's amazing to look at, and the water just came up so fast. But this is a very special place that Memphians love for cycling, walking, running, and a lot of people are going to be misplaced for a while.
Now, of course, we want to make sure you stay safe, so keep it here to Fox Weather. We'll be extending our coverage through the weekend for the severe threat both Saturday and Sunday, and we'll also continue to watch the flood concerns here in Memphis as well. In Memphis, Tennessee, I'm Kiyana Lewis.